Hi guys, Kim here. Welcome to Backyard Blooms. In today's video, we're going to plant some ground cover here in the Hydrangea Garden. These plants I got from King's Nursery. This plant right here is called Rock and Round Pride and Joy. It takes full sun and gets 10 to 12 inches tall. And there's the plant tag for that. So I have 3 of these that I bought. And I thought they would make a really good ground cover, and I thought they would pair well with these hydrangeas since they have like a lime green and a hint of pink in the fall, and so do these as well. And then my next ground cover that I got is a geranium, and this is a hardy geranium that's a perennial. It takes full sun and also part shade. And this will get 20 inches tall and it blooms all summer long. There's the plant tag for that one. And there's the blooms for this one. You guys can see that. This one has a little bit better bloom. So pretty. And the next ground cover that we have is a sedum. And this one is called Lemon Ball. It's a stone crop lemon ball grown for foliage. It's a sedum. And this plant takes full sun and will get 6 to 10 inches tall. Hardy zone 3 to 10. And there's that plant tag. And this is that sedum as well. I have some lemon coral sedum that is actually a annual, but since we're zone 8 here in Charlotte, it comes back. So I have quite a bit of that as my ground cover already, but I'm just trying to up my game a little bit with these 3 plants. Before we get planting, if you have not subscribed to my channel and you like to have more blooms, will you smash that subscribe button for me? So here's the Hydrangea Garden. It is September, so you can see some of these leaves have already started to fall off my hydrangeas right here, which allows us to still have a little bit more space between the hydrangeas and the ground. So this is where I would like to put some of the ground cover. So I'm going to try to clean up those leaves. This is my border of the garden. I have a few of the jazzberries here that I cut way back because they were starting to get real leggy. So it's probably been about 2 weeks ago since I cut these back, and you can see that they're starting to have a lot of new growth on them. So I know it's kind of hard to cut these back in the beginning, but if you want them to last longer, it's very beneficial. And then there is some of the lemon coral sedum that I already had in the garden right there. And this was the annuals that come back every year for us. And then coming down this way, I have still some more of the supertunias, the jazzberries there. And I probably still need to cut some of these back, and I'm going to show you guys why. So you can tell like underneath there that it's just real brown and dead looking. So most of this nice foliage is just on top, which just kind of looks unsightly to me. But if I cut those all the way back to the ground and not pull the root up and let them rebound from the root ball, then I'll get some more longer blooms for the season. I have some salvia here. I have some salvia here that's about ready to bloom out right there. So I have a little bit of space here that I can plant maybe like one of those sedums, the stone crop sedums. Little space there. Still has some of that sedum there. There's a little bit of space here that I can plant. And then down on this end, I have some space here that I would like to put some ground cover in, and down in this area too. So in this area right here underneath the hydrangeas, I'm going to put one of each plants. I'm going to do the Pride and Joy sedum, the stone crop lemon ball sedum, and this geranium kind of right here in this area. So I'm going to remove some of the mulch, and then with my power planter auger, I'm going to dig my holes. I have a little bit of potting soil from Proven Winners that I have left over right here from my planter that I had in the very front. And then I'm also going to put some of this continuous release plant food in the hoe as well, also with my biotone here. Put on my little gloves here. And I guess I hope you guys can see this right here. So I think I'm going to put this plant So first I'm going to remove some of these small little spindly limbs that I have here underneath the hydrangea with my Velcro pruners. Well, I have a lot of roots right here, which is kind of making it hard for me to plant right here. I didn't really expect that, which I guess is good. Jeez. I kind of feel bad about planting right here because there's nothing but roots. So I think I'm going to change my mind. I think I'm going to put this big Pride and Joy sedum at the very back here where I don't have a lot of plants, because I feel like these hydrangea roots are just going to be too much for that plant to survive there. But I'm still going to put this lemon coral sedum, or this, whatever this sedum is, the stone crop lemon ball sedum here, along with the geranium in this area, and then I think I'm going to put that plant at the very back there. Guys, it is hot and humid out here today. It rained all this morning. And I thought I'd get like maybe an hour or two break here from the rain. It is humid. I need to make my hole a little bit bigger. I have this hydrangea limb right here in my face. I'm just going to trim it back. I don't know if you guys can see, but these are those plant stakes that I bought from Gardener Supply right here to help hold these up when they were young. Not sure they're doing a whole lot of good right now, but they were very helpful when these plants were younger. Alright, so I'm just going to lightly just tamp this down with my foot to get all the air pockets out of it, all the way around. I also try to use my hands as much as I can, but I know my weight will definitely get all those little air pockets out. Now, there's just no way that I'm going to be able to plant this big sedum underneath here with all these roots that already have been developed, so I'm going to change my mind on that. So this is the slow release fertilizer. I'm just going to sprinkle some of that around the plants there, since we still have a lot of growing season left. And I use some of this soil also in the hole, but I'm just going to put a little bit around the plant here just to give it some extra plant food as well. Alright, so that's that planting right there. And I feel like, let's see, I feel like we could put one more of that stone crop sedum right here, maybe like right there. So I'm going to trim that hydrangea limb off as well, right here. Just trimming some of these limbs that are like laying real close to the ground here. trying to encourage these bigger limbs up a little higher to produce more blooms for me. I think I'm happy with that. So I'm going to put another of the sedum here. I'm sure I'm going to run into the same problem with the lots of roots. No, this part right here is not bad at all. Must have had something else here before because it's easy to drill here. Alright, I'm going to throw some of the biotone in this hole. You guys ever plant any of this stuff? It smells lovely, but a good lovely. Sprinkle some of this continuous release as well. I'm going to throw a handful of the soil here in there and just take my plant out of the pot here. If you can't get it out very easy, just kind of squeeze the pot. It'll fall right out for you. You don't always have to plant this plant straight in the ground. If you want to like tilt it on its side, you can do that as well, especially if you have like a hill. I like doing that also. And then I'm just going to tamp it down with my foot all the way around to get the air pockets out. Catch my balance here. I will come back and water this. Now this plant right here is pretty wet, but in that area where all those roots were, I'll probably go back and water that. So I got that one there. So I think I'm going to, since I got a sedum, a geranium, a sedum, I think I'm going to put a geranium here. Maybe right there. I think that'll look good. You guys can see this, but I have a drip right here that I need to watch out for. Most of the time it just pushes it out of the way instead of actually breaking it. Now if you're using a shovel and you dig right into that, you're going to cut your line. You got to be careful too, because sometimes that'll just twist your wrist. And I have another piece of drip in there as well with one of these landscaping staples here. Here's my biotone. I don't have much of this soil left. I have a different kind. I'll have to grab it. kind of squeeze the container, bring it out there. And then I'm just going to lightly tamp it here. It's been a while since I added mulch to this garden here, so I'm just going to grab some from behind and add there. So since I already have a good amount of sedum here, I'm going to place another geranium there. And they kind of, this flower looks just a little bit more, a tad purplish than these jazzberries. But I try to change my super petunias up every year, so I may not always have this type of color in my garden. But these geraniums, hopefully they'll spread and give me some nice color as well, just a real soft, nice color. Have a little bit of rhizomes here from my grass into the garden there, if you can see that. So just try to pull these up when I see them so I'm not overwhelmed with anything. But it seems like if I mulch, try to mulch in the spring and in the fall, and if I put a good 2-inch layer of mulch down, I never really have to battle weeds that much. So that works out great for me. So I hope that would work out good for you. So this area right here is real easy to dig. I must have had something, some kind of perennial or annual here. So you can see that real hard clay here, kind of mixed in with this other stuff that I've already amended with before. It's the geranium. Squeeze your pot, gently remove it. And this is not any means root bounded whatsoever here. So this area right here is pretty wet, so I'm not going to have to come back and water it. We got a lot of rain today. And just gently with your foot, tap it down. I don't want to step on that sedum, so I'm just going to use my upper strength here for that. Sprinkling some of this plant food here around that area. And this is some Pike's potting soil that I've got for indoor and outdoor planting. And I'm just going to put some of that around the base of the plant here. And this is some of that lemon coral sedum that was a annual for us or an annual, honestly, but perennial for us as well. So on here, I'm just going to go ahead and cut some of this back. You can see I don't really like all this stuff right here. So I'm not going to dig the plant up. Let me try to find where the base of the plant is. It's way over here. You can just start cutting some of this stuff off until you find the base of your plant. I have how many? I have two of these jazzberries right here. And like I said, I'm just doing this so I can get a couple more. Like I said, I'm just pruning this back so I can get another couple of months of, it's starting to rain on me. I'm pruning this flower back so I can get a couple more months out of this plant, since I have a good amount of still growing season left. Now if you ever do this, come back and give it some continuous release plant food so you can start encouraging the new growth to start coming out and reblooming. Now the bubble gums, super petunias, now they'll also come back year after year for me. I've had some bubble gums. Did y'all hear that blue jay in the background? But anyways, what I was telling you, the bubble gums, even though they're a perennial, they do come back for us. And we're in a zone 7B, 7, 8, and higher. So don't pull your roots out of some of your super petunias, because you just may get another season out of them. Now I'm not sure if this jazzberry will do that because it's new for the season. But I do know for sure that the bubble gum will. See, I've got some of this flower growing all the way up into my hydrangeas here. I feel like this started turning brown underneath because it doesn't get sun. It only starts to get sun on top. And then it's so dry, hot here. You have to continuously give them water and food. So I'm probably cutting about 6 to 7 inches to the base of the plant here. Roots here too. It's got my drill stuck. So we have some drip here. There's the end of it. You guys can see that right there. It's capped off. sedum here. That's that Pike's soil, indoor, outdoor, sprinkling some of the slow release fertilizer. And I'm gonna get my biotone as well. All of this just ensures that this plant just gets a good start. And it works out, everything has worked out well for me, as you can tell. Stone crop lemon ball. And this one's gonna come out and slide easily. I didn't have to really force that out. I'm gonna plant this one at a little bit of an angle on the ground there. This kind of sticking out of the ground. I can get one of those landscape staples, kind of like hold it in place. Starting to rain on me, guys, so I'm gonna have to finish this up a little bit later. But there's the sedum that I just planted. There's the jazzberries that I just trimmed back. There's the geranium. And then working my way up here, another geranium and sedum. Alright, so we got a quick shower, and I didn't get these sedum planted yet, so I went ahead and planted two right here at the end of the hydrangea garden. And there's the hydrangea tree, butterfly bush, and then I have a big large rock right here, and I think the sedum looks absolutely gorgeous wrapped around that. So I have three. I got one here, and I already started my hole right there, and I wanted to stop and just plant this one together with you guys. here's the sedum. I think it looks absolutely gorgeous in this spot right here. This real soft pink with that lilac of the butterfly bush there, and up against this rock. I think it just looks natural, like it's always been there. I think it's gorgeous. So sedum does not like a lot of fuss. They don't like a lot of fertilizer, or I don't even think they like that much water. So I don't have any drip to them. I only fertilized it with that slow release fertilizer and then the biotone to help the roots get going. We'll just moderate it throughout the season and see how well it does. It's got a gorgeous flower to it. I love it. So pretty. All right guys, so it's starting to sprinkle on me again. You can see the rain showers behind me. I hope this video was helpful. We got some ground cover in this hydrangea garden here. We planted 2 different types of sedums and a geranium, and I'll see you in the next video.